Coming home in the evening, each day much on my mind. Fast.
Hi there, peace unto you. My name is Rashidah Ali and welcome to Rashidah TV, a place to be to gain practical tools on how to create tranquility in your heart. Now, welcome to another episode of Rashidah TV. And in today's episode, I've got a special guest for us. My guest today is Kulsoom Kazim. Kulsoom graduated from York University with a degree in psychology and she's currently completing an Islamic degree at Mishka University. She's also a high performance coach and a motivational speaker. She does one-on-one coaching sessions with women who want to achieve various results in their life. She also does courses and programs to address the different struggles that women are facing, some of which include marriage, divorce, confidence, self-worth, and youth-based workshops. Her aim is to make a difference in the world and assist people in becoming the best version of themselves. So yeah, Kulsoom, thank you so much for joining us. I'm really excited to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we're going to really talk about, a lot about your new book that is coming out. And yeah, I want you to tell the viewers, about the book and what it's all about, because I'm really excited and I've been seeing a lot of things on Facebook about the book. And I thought, wow, I really need to know more about this book. And I'm sure a lot of viewers will want to know as well. So can you please tell us a little bit more about the book?
Yes, so I'm so excited as well. I'm both excited and nervous, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
But basically, the aim of the book is to help women become the best version of themselves. So I cover things like vision, your relationship with Allah, like God. I talk about relationships in general with your spouse, your parents, and other people. One of the themes is self-care, which is a very important one. Another theme is confidence. So these are like the 5 main themes in the book. And throughout the book, you see a lot of personal insights. So I share personal stories, which I'm really nervous about because I've never shared those stories before.
Oh.
I share a lot of personal insights from the life of people I've met. I have reflective questions, exercises, there's quotes. So it's like a jam-packed kind of book. So
Wow,
I'm super
wow. That sounds really exciting. Like, everything, it sounds really jam-packed and yeah, with good things, obviously. So, some people, when they hear the fact that, I want to write a book, they get really nervous, they get really scared, or, some people even think, I'm not a writer. Why should I think of writing a book? So what is it like for you? How was your journey in writing this book? Like, do you have any experience in writing, or, what gave you that motivation as well to write the book?
So for me, writing is a form of self-expression, right? And so I've always written. I've always had a diary. I've always journaled. I've always written blogs and like random articles and things like that. So as I grew up, I started having my own personal life experiences. And as I'm a life coach as well. So the experiences of my clients and the people I've met along the way, I thought that, these experiences are really important to share with the world. There are some common themes that keep coming up. So the themes that I talked about, vision, relationships, self-care, confidence, these themes keep coming up. So I thought that, the world needs to benefit from this. The women need to know about these topics. So what better way to have it in a form of a book, right? So I actively started putting together the book. I got a publisher to pick up my book. And, alhamdulillah, my publisher actually helped me a lot in kind of putting thoughts together, like grammar, editing. So it was just like a natural process that came about based on experiences.
Yeah. So yeah, that sounds really nice. So with what I can hear you say is like you've always had that that attitude of writing and penning things down. So that must have really helped you with your journey.
Yeah. For sure. I think benefiting from your own experiences, benefiting from the experiences of other people, and relaying that to others is very, very crucial, right? That's how we grow and learn.
Yeah. So yeah, can you just share with us maybe 1 or 2 things that you must have, really found very difficult while writing this book? Because I'm sure it's not like a bed of roses. Because obviously it sounds, when we see the book and also when you talk about it, it sounds like, just write things down. But I'm sure there will be, some really hiccups on the way. Can you just share with us like some, experiences you've had and how you tackled it?
So the first experience, and I know my editor is going to laugh when he hears this, was I'm a very straightforward type person.
Okay.
And when I started to write my book, I was just very straightforward. So there was feelings in it, there was a lot of depth, but there wasn't enough depth to be put into a book. So I really struggled with like elaborating on the words, expanding on certain concepts. And there's a difference between talking about your feelings and talking about your emotions. So I used to write about my feelings, but I had to come from a place where I'm really writing about emotions, because the way that readers read is they have to be drawn in, and there has to be a lot of content for them to be drawn in. So that was one concept I really, really struggled with. But alhamdulillah, I've mastered it now. And again, writing is a work of art that you have to practice and get better at. So that was the one thing that was difficult. The second thing that was difficult was I talk about some personal life experiences, which I haven't shared with anyone. The second problem was in the book, I talk about a lot of personal stories, things I've never spoken about before, things a lot of people don't know about me. So yeah, just talking about that was really nerve-wracking, but I'm glad I did it because, through my experiences, I feel other people who've had similar experiences can benefit from it. So that was definitely really hard for me to talk about.
Oh yeah, that sounds, I know that a lot of women, and in general, a lot of people find it difficult sometimes to talk about their personal experiences. But like you said, sometimes when you talk about it and how you've been able to, survive that experience, other people can benefit from it. So yeah, I think that was really brave of you. Well done.
Yeah.
So let's now talk about, about the book itself. So you said you talked about self-care and self-confidence. We hear a lot about self-care and self-confidence, but sometimes some people feel like, I have the time to look after myself, but I don't really feel like I'm worth looking after. I don't really feel I'm worth it, or I don't really feel like, or I don't even know what to do. Because sometimes we have people that have that time to look after themselves. They have the financial means, but they don't feel they deserve it. So yeah, if you can just really talk about that.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought this up because it's a very common struggle of a lot of women around. Doesn't matter where you are from, any part of the world. So there's kind of two concepts, right? The first aspect is to do with confidence. And then after you kind of master confidence, then it comes to self-care. So let's talk about confidence first. Now, with confidence, I think it's really important that your worth comes from yourself. When we start attaching our self-worth to other people, right? We look to others for approval. We are looking to other people to tell us that you are worthy, you're beautiful, you're kind. Our self-worth automatically drops because we're never going to be able to please someone else. Someone might think you're too fat, and someone else may think you're too thin. Someone may think you're too dark, but for someone else, you may be too light. So in trying to please society and trying to please the world, I find that people really lose themselves, and it's very common for people to feel that they're not worthy enough. So the first thing is people have to become confident in themselves, become really in tune with themselves, and accept themselves. Once they accept themselves, once they know that their self-worth comes from them, not society, not other people, then they can move on to this idea of self-care. And this idea of self-care, I was talking with another sister as well on my interview. So this is another important concept in my book. And I think, as women, as human beings in general, we tend to start caring for other people because we're so compassionate, we're so kind, and it comes from a good place in our heart. But often I find that in taking care of other people, we forget ourselves.
Yes.
Right? So we don't give importance to ourselves. And the thing is, we have to realize that as I'm not a mother yet, but I know for mothers and daughters and wives and any kind of field that you're in for even work, you can't really help people until you help yourself. So that's a form of self-care. And I feel that a lot of people think that self-care is very selfish, and it's not. Because self-care means that you are focusing on your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Self-care means that you're focusing on your health. Self-care means that you're focusing on your intellect. And if you don't work on these things, you're going to be almost like a puppet. You're going to get very worn out and tired of life. So I think that's where self-care comes in. So first, it's important to master self-confidence, and then, master self-care. So they kind of go hand in hand, but you have to do kind of one before the other or even parallel to each other.
Oh, that is beautiful. I really love that. I love that, the steps, like the self-confidence and then the self-care. That is beautiful. I love that. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so I know that when you're writing a book, like if you don't have support, if you don't have people, maybe family, friends around you, it can be like really almost impossible. So did you have any support system? Did you have people, around you that really helped you to make this book a reality?
So I constantly have support around me. All praises to God. So my best friend is a really good support. My editor was a support. My parents are a support. But I think the one person that I want to outline here that this wouldn't have been possible without is my husband. Right? My husband was really there for me when I was writing the book, going through the editing process with regards to time, looking at my manuscript, giving me feedback. And I just wanted to point out, because I know you're Nigerian as well. So a lot of people don't know I'm from Pakistan and my husband's Nigerian. So it's like marriage.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So I touch upon that a little bit in the book as well. But yeah, honestly, like if he watches this video, I just want to let you know that if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been able to write the book.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I always tell people, like, if you have your spouse or your husband or your wife, and they support your goals, they support your dreams, it's just amazing, because that is one person that you would spend most of your time with, and then when they're there for you, it just makes everything worthwhile. So yeah, I'm so glad that that has been possible for you. So yeah, now, so when is this beautiful book coming out? When is it coming out?
So soon, it's going to launch on October 20th.
Oh, okay.
Like a month away, so it's coming out pretty soon, inshallah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the pre-order for the book is going to be available by the end of this month.
Okay.
So people who are interested in buying the book, they can start to pre-order it, but the official launch is October 20th.
Yes. And what's the name of the book? Because I don't think we've mentioned that.
It's called Be You.
Oh, Be You. Well, I can't wait to be myself, and I can't wait to read the book.
Yeah, because I'm really trying to help people become the best version of themselves through the book. Right. So I found that title was really relevant.
No, it's beautiful. So if there's one thing you want our viewers to take away, especially the authors to be, and people that just want to work on their self-confidence, what is one thing that you want to tell them that that can resonate with them and just help them achieve what they want to be and just be themselves?
So 2 things I would want to say. One thing specifically for writers is writing is a form of art. So you have to practice, right? And the second thing is you have to really be comfortable with sharing your words, and through your words have good intentions that you're going to benefit people, right? So write your book, practice writing, and be open to sharing your experiences with other people. And in general, I would say anyone who's watching the video, for them, it's really important that you be authentic and be raw to yourself. Meaning be yourself, because when you're yourself, that's the only way to thrive. And that's the message of my book, and that's kind of like the message I carry even when speaking to people.
Yes.
So that was my
that is beautiful, because that's so relevant for me too, because obviously I've got it at the back of my mind that I want to write a book as well. So it's like, be yourself. So yeah, thank you so much. So and then if there's anyone who wants to get in touch with you, maybe because you mentioned you're a life coach as well, so where can they get in touch with you, and also where can they get the book from? So
So okay, so a couple of things. So for the book, I am working on my website for the book page. So it's kulsoomkazim.com, and I guess we can put it in the comments somewhere below.
I will do that. Yeah.
So that's where you can get access to buying the book and contacting me and everything. The book is going to be available on Amazon, Kobo, Apple iBooks, Kindle. So there's going to be a couple of places where you're able to purchase the book.
Okay.
In regards to getting in contact with me, again, you can do it through my website, or you can do it through my Facebook and Instagram page. So my Facebook is Kulsoom Kazim, and my Instagram handle is Kulsoom Life Coach. I think that's what it is. So again, I will add it to the comments so people can always message me. I'm very open. I love to talk, and inshallah, we can take it from there.
Oh, thank you so much for all these beautiful gems you've given us. And I do really appreciate you coming on the TV show. And thank you very much.
Yes, honestly, I really want to say thank you from my heart. I really appreciate it. The support is great. You just taking your time out to talk to me and have a conversation about my book. I really appreciate it. So
you're most welcome. You're most welcome. So guys, this is all we've got for you. And I do really hope you enjoyed it. Now it's your turn. We would love to hear from you. We would love to know, what was your biggest insight today? Please do leave a comment below. Did you like this video? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please share with your friends and families. Remember, having tranquility in your heart is the key ingredient to having a successful and a happy life. Thank you so much for watching, and God willing, I'll catch you in the next episode of Rashidah TV.
Coming home in the evening, each day much on my mind. Fast pace of living in the West with such little time. Causing folks yell at me, everybody making me spin.